Good morning, everyone. It's Motivation Mornings with Marnie and Melissa. I'm Melissa Houston. I'm a health insurance specialist and financial planner in Victoria, BC, and I was born in Saskatchewan.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Hey, sorry. Which is the whole point of this. Good morning, everybody. I'm Marnie Dangerfield. I'm a wellness and intentional creativity coach, also here in Victoria, BC. And I'll share where I was born. I was born here in Victoria.
Born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, this morning we are watching Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, Parliament Hill Changing of the Guard Parade HD from 2015, posted on YouTube by ACG Travel Videos. I actually tried to find a live stream of Parliament Hill, but their webcam is temporarily down, so I wasn't able to do that today. But this is lovely too.
Oh, absolutely. What a great idea. And I've never seen them do this in Ottawa. So thank you.
Have you been, Marnie?
I've been to Ottawa, yes. Yes.
Ah,
Lovely city.
I have not. It is on my to-do list, to visit list.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, there's at different times it's great all different times, but they also have a tulip festival in the spring, which is pretty amazing, but the summer is gorgeous too. So sorry. Oh no, I'm already distracted. I just move things moving. Anyway, so we'll start with our value statement. I'll give a bit of an overview where we start with our value statement, and then I'm going to share something inspiring me this week. Melissa will share what's inspiring her, and then I'm going to share a wellness tip, and then Melissa's going to round us out with sharing contact information and uplifting us as always with her motivational quote at the end.
Yes, so to start our value statement, today we gather
in the spirit of possibility,
in support of community,
to encourage holistic well-being,
to empower our authentic selves,
to share appreciation,
to express compassion,
and to enjoy this gift of life.
Yes. And I just typed in a good morning to everyone who is joining us live. I see Mom. Hi. So feel free to share with us anything that is motivating or inspiring you today. Obviously, we are celebrating Canada Day a day early. And welcome to this special Tuesday edition, by the way.
Right. Yes. We must mark this. Our first Tuesday edition.
Yeah. So I thought it would still be nice to recognize Canada Day, even though we aren't having this on Canada Day itself. But please share what is motivating or inspiring you today, Marnie.
Betcha. Thank you. And yes, I'm glad you mentioned the check. It is always nice to hear what's inspiring other people as well. So, so what's inspiring me this past week is, well, today's the last day. I've been leading a 10-day reconnect to nature and your creative power challenge / journey in a Facebook group. And today's the last day, and it was really inspiring because people stayed committed to it. I mean, not everybody, but there's a core group of people that stayed committed each day to being committed to pause and mindfully connect in nature every day. And just seeing them stick to it, share their photos of, and there's people from back east in the States, and so getting to see some different nature photos from other areas was actually also really inspiring and uplifting. So yeah, I've been really just really inspired by them and their commitment to it, and just seeing that benefit for them of how much they're enjoying noticing what's around them in their own area. And so it's been uplifting, but it's also been a grounding experience. And I did one in the spring. This is the summer edition, and I can tell you I'm definitely doing one for the fall as well. So just really inspired by people taking the time to pause and connect with nature around them.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm glad it went so well and that everyone got so much value from it. Oh, and stayed committed. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the idea was for it to be fun as well, because
Yeah.
what the heck? Why wouldn't it be fun? So it was an
Oh,
inspiring thing.
that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. And everyone that participated. Cool. Well, thank you so much, Marnie. Oh, I look forward to hearing when we have the next one in the fall because
You bet.
certainly would like to participate if I
Woohoo.
can.
Yay! That's uplifting too. So what's inspiring or motivating you this week?
Well, I had a couple of different ideas coming to mind, and so I was having trouble, like, oh, which one should I pick? So I actually saw this. Oh, and I feel so bad. I cannot recall who it was that posted it on Facebook, but someone had shared it there, and I do apologize if you hear running cats because they're going crazy right now for some reason. Oh, my cats, they're funny. Sorry. Um, Someone had posted this. It's called a gratitude scavenger hunt on Facebook, and I just thought it was so awesome and such a unique, creative way to connect with the gratitude you have about your life and things in it. So I wanted to share it with everyone because I just thought it was so cool. And it is a visual, so I'm going to pop it up on the screen and then I'll share it on our Facebook page too. So the gratitude scavenger hunt. So number one is find something that makes you happy. That's, often on these kind of gratitude lists, but then something to give someone else to make them smile. Find one thing that you love to smell. I love that one because I feel like smell is underrated as far as our senses go. We do things that physically feel good and appreciate beauty and beautiful sounds and everything, but I don't think we take enough time to enjoy smells. I love to, before I eat an apple, I love to smell it. And obviously there's wonderful flowers and there's just all kinds of things that smell great. So I love that the list includes that. Find one thing you enjoy looking at. So that's, again, another sense, not scent. Find something that's your favorite color. So I have to ask Marty, what's your favorite color? Is it green?
How did you know it was green?
Just a hunch. It was a hunch.
But that's all I can add. Ever since I was little, I've been green. But how about what's yours?
Blue.
Ah, yes.
For a while it was white, which is kind of all the colors. But I think
Mm.
blue is my favorite right now. It has been for a while.
Mm.
Find something that you're thankful for in nature. Awesome as well. Find thing that you could use to make as a gift for someone. So that's a little different. That's one of that, like, oh, that one I'm gonna have to actually think and get creative about. So I was thinking maybe like baking or food would be something that you could make. Or I've got card making things. Oh, that you can be really creative with that one. I feel like you were gonna say something, Marty.
No, I was just very excited. Whole thing too. I'm like, when you share this, I'm sharing this because this is just so fabulous. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and then the last one's find something that is useful for you. So that's having gratitude for the things that make our lives better, more, that make them go more smoothly or improve them in some way. So anyways, I just thought this was such a cool little list, and I will share it for anyone that wants to do a little scavenger hunt in their lives.
Oh my goodness, that is fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it. I'm going to share it. And that when you're talking about the sense of the smell, I was fortunate enough to be at Butchart Gardens yesterday.
Mm,
As an aside, the rose garden is ridiculously beautiful right now with blooms. But
mm,
the people that were with us just kept stopping to smell the heliotrope and the alyssum. But it was, you could see her visually just every time there was a new clump, just stop and pause and take, and she just lit up. And so when you were talking about that, it reminded me that it's so
mm.
powerful when you connect into that.
And it's so, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It has no visual representation, so it's such an internal experience.
Hmm.
I guess music is and sound is kind of that way, but at least with music, there's like sheet music. You can get a visual representation of it if you wanted a visual representation, but there really isn't anything like that for smell.
No, it's true. And just you saying that, it's like often when you are going in for that deep smell and savoring, I don't know about you, but my eyes close. Like it's just
Mhm.
a, it's just like a tuning into that one. I thought of it that way before, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Go out and smell something today, everyone.
Yes, and be grateful. Be grateful for that smell.
Yeah.
Favorite one you like.
Well, what have you got as a wellness tip for us today, Marnie?
Well, building on my bit of nature and gardening theme, the, and my love of gardening, I just wanted to give a reminder of the benefits of being in nature, but also being in the garden and
Mhm.
gardening itself. So there's physical benefits of gardening, both for your body, your heart. There's lots of mental health well-being studies that have been done about the benefits of gardening, and that self-esteem that gets boosted as you're tending and nurturing something to grow and getting more in tune with nature and the weather and the seasons. Um, so it's just one of those, be real, things are excuse me, pretty alarming in the world right now. And there's something about tending a garden, grounding in a garden, creating, a nature sanctuary, or knowing you're helping with biodiversity if you're planting some native plants, or really getting to know your space and place, like
Mhm.
where you are, and grounding in it, and being a steward of that area. And that's whether you have a large garden, a small garden, just a few, like a pot or two on a deck, or some people it's like having microgreens in a window in their kitchen. It's still you're tending and nurturing um, nature really in whatever way you can, and cultivating that beauty and well-being for yourself and for your surroundings. So
Mhm.
um, it's sort of like, what if, for a lot of people they see gardening as a chore, um, but what if we saw it more as an opportunity, for help, for helping our own well-being, but also an opportunity to being a steward for a healthier environment and the nature that's around us. So not only for our well-being, but for those in our community who may enjoy seeing our natural space as well, if we're fortunate enough to have a bit of a yard or a garden. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, I'm not sure if there's any gardeners on our call today, but just wanting to give the reminder that there's a lot of health and well-being benefits, physical, mental, um, to the act of gardening and the creative aspect of it as well. That just wanted to remind people of this week.
Ah, that's an excellent, excellent reminder. I know I feel good both physically, mentally, emotionally when I can spend some time out tending my yard and garden. It's yeah, it's a shame that it can be mentally thought of as a chore. You mentioning that made me think of, well, what is a chore? What what
Yeah, well, I know, and it's
categorize
do
that?
people see them as good or bad? Yeah.
'Cause it's I mean, a lot of people, it's their would consider it a hobby or, um, yeah, just you can. There's lots of different ways to do it. Some people who do vegetable gardening, it's more than just a hobby. It's actually producing some of the food they eat in their family, and so it sort of transcends just hobby or chore. It's something else
Mhm.
entirely. I don't know. It's yeah, for anyone who hasn't done it, I yeah, get a little pot and give it a try. Just even if you don't have outdoor space, you can, like you said, start some microgreens in the kitchen or
A little
some
pot in the windows. Mm.
yeah. Yeah, it does feel good and don't worry if you are not perfect at it. Immediately.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that, because that's also one of the benefits of it is like you have to let go of perfectionism. I mean, I mean, it does exist anyway, but you really learn it when you're in a garden. Like there's just
Yeah.
nature is going to do what it's going to do, and you can only do so much and just allow.
It's working with what's going on and yeah,
Hmm.
learning about it so that you you might be able to do things that are more helpful in the future or
Mm,
yeah.
exactly. When it's like, with it's yeah, you're doing something now, but as you're working towards it bit by bit, it's building for the future too. Like for things are
Mm,
growing, and what your vision is for the future, you can really intentionally create pretty magical space.
Oh, magical space. Thank you, Marnie. Oh, that's wonderful. I was out in the garden for a couple hours on Sunday morning, so hopefully I will be able to this weekend as well. Hopefully.
Woohoo!
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna wind up here. I'm going to share our contact info. Anyone wanting to send us comments, feedback, ideas, feel free to email us at motivation.mornings@gmail.com. Our Facebook page is MM with MM. We'll post the recordings and any resources we share in our recordings in the comment section there. We have motivation_mornings_with_MM on Instagram and on YouTube. It's a very long name, but if you want the link, you can always email us. And then you can subscribe if you are someone who is preferring to watch our recordings or is just not able to join us live. And so the recordings are how you view us. Feel free to subscribe on there. You'll get notices whenever we post our new webcast. So great way to stay on top of the new ones coming out there. Okay, and our motivational quote for today. Here we go. There is virtue in work and there is virtue in rest. Use both and overlook neither. By Alan Cohen. I I find value in both. I
Mm,
I I think they both have very important aspects. And in my mind, the definition of work is creating value for the world. Would you say your definition is, Marnie?
for work. Oh, that's a very good question. It can be so broad.
Mhm.
Now that you pointed out, but I agree with. I love the way you put that. I like, yeah, adding the
I think
value
a lot
to
of
the world.
people
How can we make the world a better place? That's our work.
yeah, I think a lot of people just think job, and I don't think that's correct because there's many people in the world who don't have jobs or
Hmm.
they provide value in ways that aren't like they might do the job just to be able to afford life, but they might actually provide value in many other ways beyond
Hmm.
that. And so that's sort of what I think. It's something where you are exerting effort into creating something of value for the world, and then the rest is when you are kind of just doing self-care for yourself and not doing something specifically for others in the world.
That, yeah, filling your cup up. Yeah, for
Hmm.
sure. Great quote.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope all the Canadians who might be listening have a wonderful Canada Day tomorrow. I know it's going to be a different one with no
Mhm.
celebrations happening in the world, but hopefully um, you'll still find ways to enjoy it within your own social circle.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely. Yes, happy Canada Day, and should any Americans be listening to the replay, have a happy July 4th.
Yeah, that's on the weekend.
Yes, on the weekend. And we'll be back next week.
Yes, we haven't talked about it, but I think Wednesday's the
I
still
think
good
we'll
to
stick,
go.
yeah, for next week, and then we'll have other
Back
info.
on Wednesday. Yes. All right. Well, so good to see you, everybody. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.
Yes, thank you all. Have a great, good, kind day.
Bye for now.